in the chat. That will be a great help. Waiting for that. Yes, thank you, Kaylee. That's greatly appreciated. So, 7 minutes in, and we've actually got it working. You think we're cybersecurity and networking experts, wouldn't you, Bryony? But
you really would.
Yeah, but we've been working with Cisco technology too long. So, Bryony, would you mind doing a brief introduction of yourself, please?
Certainly. I'm Bryony. I am a curriculum manager for computing at a college in Scotland, hence a slightly strange accent. I've been working in the college sector for about 10 years now. Cybersecurity side of things, past 5 or 6 years, and I'll probably steal the next part and say that I also do world skills competitions as well, so I'm a judge for one of them, which is not the cyber one, but still interesting.
Yeah, but we're all experts in different areas of digital technologies, aren't we? I'm going to introduce Elizabeth, who is unable to be here tonight. Elizabeth, with myself, lead on this project. She runs the Cisco Networking Academy program for the United Kingdom and Ireland. And together with her, I've managed to bring many female cybersecurity experts to be able to support and develop all of you over the next few months, over the next year. And then I'll introduce myself. I've been doing networking for so long that they're beginning to carbon date my knowledge. I was involved in cybersecurity when it was commonly called network security or just security. Obviously, it's evolved, it's become more complex, it's become more challenging. But yeah, working with people like Bryony and many others in the community, we're able to teach you. I'd like you to also introduce you to all the other experts in our community as well. Nicole, Rebecca, Naomi, another Rebecca, Lane and Fatima will be involved in some of the sessions, and we have another individual, Iram, who is going to be joining us eventually as well. They're all experts in cyber. They're all actually from different parts of the UK, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and obviously England as well. And I think there is such a wealth of expertise now that, you know, while I joke I am the token middle-aged white male, I think that's a really good thing that, you know, nowadays we can find female cybersecurity experts, even though this is a skill shortage area, even though there is still not enough women involved in cyber. Would you say that's a good sentiment, Bryony?
Yeah, in the 10 years I've been doing this, I've got another one female in my team. The rest of it's all male.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're still typically a very male-dominated environment. At most, there's often people talk about there might be 10 to 20% female participation. Yet on the planet, there's about 51% female. I mean, funny that, isn't it? You know, you'd think it would be a little bit more even, but it isn't. And one of the things you'll learn is cyber isn't necessarily techie or geeky, even though that's good fun. It could be about the social side of it. It could be about developing other people. It could be about the legal side of it. And it's often about problem solving, isn't it, Bryony?
Yeah, definitely. Good logical brain. What you need.
Logical brain, problem solving brain, dealing with people brain, sometimes quite awkward and interesting people. Oh, sorry, men. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is show you the community on NetAcad. So Bryony and I are going to talk about that, and then what will happen is slides and different windows will appear in and out of the screen that I'm working on. So what I'm going to do is actually bring the CyberCamps window in. So you all should have signed up and you should have access to a page that looks like this. This is the community site and the community page. The way Bryony and I see it, it's just slightly differently because obviously you do not have an editing button and you're not teachers in the platform, but you'll see everything that we can see. The important thing is to just sort of keep an eye on the different sprints as we actually evolve the curriculum, because the way we've designed it is we started a warm-up sprint in July where 100 women and obviously girls joined in. Now we're into the bronze sprint where we've got 590 plus of you, and obviously we'll be going on to silver, gold, and beyond. And what we're doing is getting you to sign up into this platform so we can actually release information to you and also filter and check that it's actually young women that are participating in this. Yes, we have had some men try and join. Yes, we have removed them as well. Unfortunately, some people do not read the simplest of instructions at the top of the sign-in. The first course, which we'll be talking about in greater detail next week, is the introduction to cybersecurity. And once you're in there, it is only is not the right phrase, but it's a short 6-hour primer, getting ready and getting used to study course. And one of the interesting things is once you've signed into NetAcad, we're also going to use the Skills for All platform, which you can then use using your NetAcad login. And then obviously we've got the network engineering, the network and basics course that we're running as well. And on the community, we'll be putting all of the recordings of these webinars in this system so that if you're attending, you can go and watch it again. If you're unable to attend, you can watch this much later. And we've also got quite an interesting forum. We've already had people come in and ask questions, say hi. It's worth just sometimes diving in and just introducing yourself. We've created 2 separate groups for the younger and slightly mature participants of this group, because we have different conversations at different ages, don't we? But then if you want to ask us a question, that is great as well, because it might be Bryony, Elaine, Rebecca, or Rebecca, Naomi, Nicole, or somebody else answering it. Sometimes I will answer if it's relevant to what I know, but also quite importantly, down here, we do have a safeguarding portal as well. So if there is any hate speech, bullying, unkindness, or anything inappropriate, do reach out to any of the female leads as immediately, and they will deal with it with our support. Or email us on cybercamps@open.ac.uk and do let us know if there is something you're unhappy with. It will be treated in confidence, it will be taken seriously, and it will be dealt with as appropriately and as considerately as we can based on whatever the situation might be. We have taken reasonable safeguards to control who's coming in, and we've taken reasonable safeguards to control what can be done on this platform. But we are not naive. We know what can be done with technology. So if you feel uncomfortable at any time, do speak up, and you do speak to one of the female leads or use this email, because we want to support you. We want to ensure that you feel comfortable. Is there anything you would like to add to that, Bryony?
No, I think you've covered it all. It's about being open and communicating as soon as you need to, really, whether you're uncomfortable with something or you've got a question.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you've got a question. Yes, yeah. Don't leave it in silence, and don't let it fester, and don't let it become a personal challenge or a personal problem. You know, we would rather that you seek support and sought help from us technically or personally in any context whatsoever. It's quite a straightforward site. As I say, we'll be putting up the videos, we'll be putting up the link, and some of the sessions will also be pre-recorded as well. And why? Because everybody working on this project are volunteers, and it helps them work on this at different times. And hopefully we'll be adding some other female cybersecurity experts and additional sessions as we're going along. Our aim is that we're going to actually build this up towards January. By the time we get to silver, when it will start getting busy and there will be quite a few more young women and people involved in this CyberCamps project as well. So next we're going to move on to looking at Skills for All. Now, Skills for All is a platform that Cisco created during the pandemic as a way of reaching and teaching a wide range of individuals. And they've put on there a fantastic resource called the Cisco Certified or Cisco Cybersecurity Support Technician, which is what we will be following on this project. So I'm just going to change windows, and bear with me a second, and just bring in another window. Now again, we're going to see Skills for All slightly differently. What I see and you will see is quite different. But you'll see here we've already got, excuse me, up and running the networking basics and the introduction to cybersecurity course. We're going to be talking about intro to cybersecurity next week, and then getting stuck into networking basics from late October, after the sort of traditional half term here in the UK. But if we actually take a quick peek at it, and I'm just going to take a quick peek at the intro to cybersecurity. This is very browser friendly technology, which means in plain English that you can actually use it on a Mac, a PC, you can use it on an iPad or an Android, or you can use it on Safari or Chrome or Firefox or Waterfox, if you know what Waterfox is. It's designed to be very flexible and should work, he says, it should work on most screen formats. It will actually adapt quite comfortably to no matter how big or how small your screen is. It's very straightforward, read on, read ahead curriculum. There are videos, there are interactives, it works well off of Wi-Fi. It should, now I've crossed my fingers, it should work quite well on 4G connectivity as well. It's not designed to be data intensive. Bryony, is there any sort of advice and guidance you'd like to give about studying on Skills for All?
Always watch the videos. I know most people tend to skip them, but it's usually quite interesting information in there. I'm not great with videos for subtitle type things, but if you view the transcript at the top, it helps if you struggle with listening to what they're saying. And if you're stuck with something, go over it again. And if you're still stuck, ask one of us to be able to give you a hand or find out more information.
Yeah, I mean, why we say that and why videos are good is you're going to have some quizzes and questions and tests throughout the course, and not all of the time is it always just the written content. It might be a video, or it might be a little interactive or a practical activity that's covering the knowledge that you're going to be tested on. Obviously, it bookmarks the curriculum, and you can skip to different sections on the course at different times. So I've just skipped there to smart devices, and then you can just read on and sort of learn more about different areas of the courses. And the labs are designed to be done solo or with friends or in a classroom. So sometimes if it does say speak to your teacher, ask us a question in the forums, or you can just go and do it yourself. So it is designed to be very much, done as a solo endeavor, but I am aware that some of you have signed up in groups from different schools around the country or different colleges around the country. If you want to work with your friends, that's fine. We actually actively encourage that because I think that is a good thing. And once you have worked your way through, there is something that you'll discover called the final exam, and doing that final exam will get you your digital badge. And Cisco are also working on certificates of completion for this as well. Why digital badges are important is because nowadays in sort of modern professionalism on platforms like LinkedIn and the such like, where you're looking to develop your career, these digital badges mean something because people look at them as a way of recognizing your capability and your career potential. Would you say that's a good observation, Bryony?
Yeah, definitely. It's how
Yeah,
you get headhunted, isn't it? LinkedIn's the way forward.
absolutely. It's the shiny badges. The certificates
Mm.
of completion are great because obviously you can show mum, dad, or the family cat. But actually, from a career perspective, it's not the certificate so much now. It's the digital badges and digital credentialing that has become, excuse me, much more important in this space around people looking at your career development. Okay, so next important thing, how will we work with you on CyberCamps? I think we've covered this partly already. We're going to do webinars once a week, either recorded or live, now that we've actually managed to work out how to make WebEx go live. And we were going to keep these to Monday nights, typically, unless there's a special session, around 5 o'clock tea time. However, all of them are going to be recorded. You will be able to come in and ask us questions in the moderated forums, and you can talk to each other kindly, of course, in the moderated forums as well. And it's very, very much at your pace. So, what is more important, cyber camps or your school, college, or university work? School, college, or university comes first all of the time. Cyber camps is optional, it's extra, it's additional. However, it is very, very useful. I mean, how would you view cyber camps if one of your students at your college did it, Bryony?
It'd be a huge benefit, especially if the qualification they were doing maybe didn't have some of the content in that they needed. I see it as a huge added value, and so would employers actually, along with any degree or qualification that you have.
Yeah, so it would be interesting. Would it be useful for a university application if one of your students did it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean the nodding came before the oh yeah. So body
Yeah.
language reading moment. She really believes that, and it's yeah. And the world is changing. It's not just a case of have you got the certificates or the GCSEs or the hires, depending on what education structure you're in. It's about the additional value. Have you got the digital badges, and can you prove that you can study just beyond that which your education provider, whether it's a school, college, or university, can offer you? And that is our ambition. That's how we work with you. And that's why we're sort of saying whatever you study, whether you're at school, college, or university, that really, really, really must come first. Because at the end of the day, that is where you're going to progress from in your education journey. We know this is optional. We know this is extra. We know it's good and we know it's important, but we must stress that that must come first. Otherwise, your mum, dad, or teacher will give us a hard time, and we don't want that, do we, Bryony?
No, definitely not. It just to be helpful, supportive.
Yeah, we want to well do. And the other important thing, have fun. I mean, I'm getting old now, I'm a middle-aged bloke. I mean, my idea of fun is to do Star Wars Lego, like I was that child in 1977. But that might not be cool for you, but you must put play first as well. Whatever it is you do to relax, and then do this extra study. So, yeah, you want to go out and socialize with your friends, you've got your homework to do, or you're playing sports, football, or whatever it is, do that as well, and then put in the extra study because it will be the better thing for you because then you're refreshed and your mind will be in the right place and you will benefit from doing this. Anything to add to that, Bryony?
No, you've covered everything. I agree. Have some fun.
Yeah, she's agreeing with me. It's terrible, isn't it? And basically, what we're doing is we're looking towards December, where we'll be taking a little bit of a break. but that means then that we've then had the warm up and bronze communities building towards early 2024. And what we're doing is releasing small parts of the overall cybersecurity technician, the support technician course over different periods, so that rather than giving you everything at once and burning you all out, we're just giving you bits. And each one has got a digital badge. And if this time you only get the warm up badge during the bronze sprint, fantastic, that's cool. And if you only get the networking basics badge during the silver sprint, that's still fantastic. We're just giving everybody the opportunity to do as much or as little as can. So by next summer, everything will be released and available. But then people who join us then, if they're then just starting on the journey, will be continuing beyond the summer and just giving everybody the chance to dip in, dip out, study, take a break, do a lot or do a little, depending on what interests you and the time you've got available. Anything you would like to sort of commend at this point, Bryony?
No, I think you've covered everything. You've definitely done this before.
Yes, you think so. You think I've created the slides. So thank you all very much. This was a short introductory session, and it's great to see so many of you in the webinar with us. And hopefully, once I've edited the embarrassing bit at the beginning where I didn't start the recording properly, then you should all be able to watch this afterwards. But basically, get cracking, get studying, and get to become female cybersecurity experts. The world needs more of you. And the reason it needs more of you is at the moment, most cybersecurity experts look like me. And the problem is that means they think like me, which means that we're not able to solve problems because everybody who is like me is thinking like me and then creating more problems. And we need different thinkers from diverse communities and not just male. Would you say that's the right thing to do?
Yeah. We need diverse in every area of employment, but we definitely need some more female thinkers.
Yes, and in computing, it's a very male-dominated field. But as we know, it doesn't mean that you have to become cybersecurity only expert. You could become a lawyer with a cybersecurity background. I've got a it's a daughter of some friends, a young female friend. She's becoming a biomechanical expert, but she's looking at cybersecurity and IoT devices for artificial limbs. And that's fascinating because now we've got connected limbs, and technology that monitors how these limbs operate. Now we have actually also got a cybersecurity problem as well. You don't want your leg wandering off and doing its own thing because somebody's hacked it. So joking aside, I think that is fascinating. I would never personally consider that to be a field for me if I was that young person now, but I do see where the potential is. So anything you'd like to round up with, Bryony?
No, I think we've covered everything. Just enjoy it, ask questions, and communicate with each other.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Bryony, and happy hunting and happy studying. Take care. And I'll stop sharing, and I am going to stop the recording as well.